The Acushnet is the oldest medium endurance cutter in the Coast Guard, and unlike any other active duty cutter, she also served in the Navy. She is the second Coast Guard cutter to bear the name Acushnet. With the decommissioning of the Storis, Acushnet, now in her 63rd year, has become the new Queen of the Fleet. During her time in operation, Acushnet has seen her fair share of action, and one of her largest drug busts took place in July of 1991. With customs agents on board, Acushnet is off the Washington state coast on an intercept course for the sailing vessel Molecula, believed to be smuggling a $64 million load of hashish from Australia.
Our goal was to intercept them before they either entered Canadian waters, where we would no longer have jurisdiction, or before they sailed into a port somewhere in the United States and offloaded their load, which would make it more difficult to catch. We chose to start the operation at night for two reasons: the element of surprise, so they wouldn't see us coming, and we figured that there would probably be only one person on watch and everybody else would be asleep, so the chances of a violent response from them would be much less.
Molecula, this is the U.S. Coast Guard. Roger, sir. I need you to bring everyone in, on your boat to the rear of your vessel. We will send our small boat alongside to continue the questions over.
No, you question me right here now, yeah? Because people are asleep and what? If you want to question us better, why don't you do it during daylight?
All ahead 1/3. Captain, standard procedure. We just happen to run into him now.
Molecula, this is the U.S. Coast Guard. Roger, sir. This is standard procedure for us. We just happen to acquire you now. We desire to continue the questioning by the small boat.
Don't bother from having them come nearby, man. I'll alarm them. I'll shoot at him, goddammit.
He's threatening to shoot at the small boat if they come close.
Okay, tell him to back off. Tell the small boat to back off.
Here we were in this 7-meter open rubber boat, and he was threatening to shoot us. We didn't exactly have anything to take cover.
Just as the small boat crew turns back, the Molecula explodes. With flames 30 to 40 feet in the air, the RHI crew hears screams from victims in the water.
The master of the boat didn't wake up his crew before he set it on fire. He basically left them to burn. So they managed to get off the boat, but most of the crew were burned pretty badly.
The RHI crew begins searching for people in the water. The cutter must now transition from law enforcement to rescue and firefighting.
While they looked for the people in the water, we sailed up, tried to catch up to the sailboat to extinguish the fire. The main problem was the master had left the engine running with no references except this burning boat. The captain tried to maneuver the ship up to the boat, and every time we got close, the helm would move in the sailboat and would go off a different direction.
Every time the Acushnet firefighting crew douses the flames, a propane tank aboard the Molecula reignites and the fire continues burning out of control.
Without evidence, we couldn't prove to a judge or a jury that they in fact were smuggling. The idea of burning your boat is to destroy the evidence. So all we'd have is 6 people we rescued from a burning sailboat that sunk, and we couldn't prove anything.
With the Molecula burning for close to 3 hours and now dangerously close to sinking, the Acushnet captain sends a crew on board to recover the illegal contraband. The contraband tests positive for hashish. As the Molecula crew is detained and questioned, their boat begins to sink. The sinking of the Molecula and the seizure of 1,400 pounds of hashish was just one of 28 drug busts credited to the vessel since it was transferred from the Navy in 1946. Now homeported in Ketchikan, Alaska, the medium endurance cutter patrols the Gulf of Alaska and Bering Sea, and is credited with handling the Alaskan environment more effectively than most other cutters, even though she lacks a flight deck and modern weapons systems. Acushnet, one of the most historic active duty ships in the United States, and now the queen of the Coast Guard fleet.